but no matter. Oh shit. Ancient being is coming to down here. Well, I could easily defeat, let's be honest. Also, who's boss? It ain't nothing to me. Let's go chill. Let's go wild belly. Yeah. Let's go wild belly. Let's go up here. No, I'm gonna go into this wild belly anymore. As you can fucking see, no one isn't even in here. Disconnect. Let's touch YouTube. What's this?
The cottage had been preserved in its ruined state, a memorial to what had happened there. From the ground in the original timeline, a plaque commemorating the potter's sacrifice and expressing good wishes from visitors over the years. He moved toward it automatically, Hermione and Ron flanking him. "They can't see it," Sirius said softly. "The Muggles, I mean. To them, it's just an overgrown ruin with a dangerous structure sign. Only magical folk can see the true memorial." Harry barely heard him, transfixed by the cottage where he had lived as a baby, where his parents had died, where Voldemort had marked him and set both timelines in motion. "I want to go inside," he said suddenly. Sirius looked alarmed. "Harry, it's not stable. I need to." "Sirius," Harry insisted, meeting his godfather's concerned gaze. "Please." "Me too," Ron and Hermione said almost simultaneously. Arthur looked ready to object, but something in the children's expressions stopped him. "Very well, but stay close together. Bill and I will secure the perimeter." The dilapidated gate creaked as Sirius pushed it open. They walked up the overgrown path, wands drawn, not just for light but for protection. Harry felt as if he were moving in a dream, approaching the door of the house where his life had changed forever. The door was partially collapsed but still on its hinges. Sirius cast several detection spells, then a reinforcement charm on the structure before carefully pushing the door open. Lumos Maxima, Remus murmured, creating a sphere of bright light that illuminated the dusty, debris-strewn entrance hall. They moved inside cautiously, mindful of the rotting floorboards and collapsed sections of ceiling. Years of exposure to the elements had taken their toll, despite the preservation charms meant to maintain the structure as a memorial. Harry felt a strange doubling of perspective, seeing the ruined cottage through his 11-year-old eyes while simultaneously remembering fragments he'd glimpsed through his connection with Voldemort. Here, his father had stood against the Dark Lord, wandless but determined to protect his family. Here, his mother had died, with her wands aimed at the entity. "What are you?" Sirius demanded. "What do you want with Harry?" The entity's attention shifted to Sirius, its expression impassive. Sirius Orion Black. Status, temporal anomaly. In primary timeline, escaped Azkaban 1993, died 1996. Current status, improperly alive. Primary timeline. Remus repeated, his face pale. "What are you talking about?" Remus John Lupin.
Took a look at her for a second. This series is sort of inspired by this series. Here. Let me show you very quickly. If I remember where it says, where Harry Potter says,
Status,
I see that
temporal
thing.
anomaly. Guys, I don't know exactly, Ginny admitted, her confidence faltering slightly. The dreams aren't that clear. But someone close to you, someone you care about. And it's because you go alone, without telling Sirius or Remus or Dumbledore. Sirius looked between Harry and Ginny with raised eyebrows. Well, I'll leave you to it, then.
Wait a minute.
Sorry. Through his careful facade. I don't know what you're suggesting, he said carefully. I'm not suggesting anything, Sirius replied gently. I'm merely observing that something unusual is happening. Something... Harry struggled to keep his expression neutral despite his racing heart. That's strange. It gets stranger, Sirius continued. In these dreams, you're older, 13 when we first meet properly, not 11. Holiday Cottage in Hogsmeade and the Christmas feast they... Just Remus, please, or Moony, as your father used to call me. Harry covered his slip awkwardly. Sorry, you just look like a professor.
Sorry.
It's great to meet you. And he's told me all about you. He is chattering excitedly about it. It had been magically decorated for Christmas, with enchanted icicles and occupants. It's not much, Sirius said apologetically as he showed Harry
I'll put
to a
the video
small,
and I'll
uncomfortable
find
bedroom.
it.
Once
See
a
then.
fully trickling
Here we are.
sensation of being watched. But this time, when he turned toward the window, he saw it clearly, a distortion in the air, vaguely humanoid, observing him with an intensity he could feel rather than see. Who are you? He whispered into the darkness. What do you want?
So yeah, the series is still not based on this story. Well, not based, but inspired by it. Now, let's go to nearly the end. That's where, you know.
Rise change. There's another force at work, something that wanted Harry to come back, that facilitated the transfer. Harry stared at her in surprise. He had never considered this possibility, to exist in multiple moments simultaneously.
Go back. From
his face as the entity exposed his secret completely.
Here we
The
are.
attention shifted to Sirius, its expression impassive. Sirius or in black. Status,
3, 2, 1
temporal
action.
anomaly.
3, 2,
In
1
primary
action.
timeline, escaped Azkaban 1993, died 1996.
Here's a bun, you know.
Current status, improperly alive. Primary timeline. Remus repeated, his face pale. What are you talking about? Remus John Lupin. Status, temporal anomaly. In primary timeline, died 1998. Current status, improperly alive. The entity's gaze returned to Harry. Harry James Potter. Status, primary temporal violation. Consciousness transferred from 1998 to 1991. Responsible for systematic alteration of established timeline. Harry felt the blood drain from his face as the entity exposed his secret completely. Behind him, he heard Hermione's shocked gasp, Ron's confused exclamation. Harry. Hermione whispered. What is it talking about? Before Harry could respond, the entity continued, its voice dispassionate. This timeline is unauthorized. It must be corrected. Primary violator must be returned to original temporal position. Secondary anomalies must be neutralized. If you're threatening these children, you'll have to go through us first, Sirius growled, his wand never wavered. Threat assessment, minimal, the entity stated. Your magic cannot affect temporal energy. As if to demonstrate, it gestured casually. Sirius and Remus were thrown backward without apparent effort, pinned against the corridor wall by invisible force. Harry stepped forward, his own wand raised despite the entity's dismissal of magical threats. Who are you? What gives you the right to correct anything? The entity regarded him with those ancient eyes. I am Kronos, guardian of timeline integrity. Temporal Corrections Division. Its form shifted slightly, showing glimpses of other appearances it had worn across centuries. When significant unauthorized changes occur to established timeways, I am dispatched to investigate and correct. There's nothing to correct, Harry argued desperately.
If I was Harry,
this timeline is better.
I would...
Sirius is
No,
free
if I was the
from
main
his
character
capture,
in that
or
story,
stopping Voldemort before he can
I
return.
would say, can you snap Belial into half? Can you snap people out of existence? Can you destroy the whole multiverse? Can you basically one-shot everything without even a sweat? I don't think he can. So that doesn't make him a god. That being is a fake god, a fake entity. And if that entity is watching me right now, when it appears, I will not hesitate but to show it what absolute power is and why they should bow down and worship me as their new leader. When that day comes, I will show it who's in charge. I will not back down. I will literally tear it apart. Make it big, just like I killed the Dark Lord.
Power. Individual outcomes are irrelevant, Kronos stated. Timeline integrity is paramount. Your consciousness will be returned to its proper time. This divergent branch will be pruned. You mean everyone here will die? Ginny asked, her voice surprisingly steady despite the circumstances. Everything that's happened since Harry came back will be erased. Kronos' attention shifted to her. Ginevra Molly Weasley. Status, temporal sensitive. In primary timeline, bonded to primary violator 2004. Current timeline, developing. Premature awareness due to temporal disruption. Ginny's eyes widened at the mention of a bond with Harry, but she pressed forward. You didn't answer my question. Will everyone die? This branch will cease to exist, Kronos clarified. All temporal anomalies will be neutralized. The
So
primary
he does
timeline
have
will be
the
restored.
power to do that.
No, Harry said firmly, stepping between
Well, that'll be
Kronos and his
interesting
friends.
to find it.
I won't let you. I changed things for a reason,
Oh,
to save
wouldn't
lives, to prevent suffering.
When the
This timeline isn't a
time
mistake to
comes,
be erased.
I will
Your
not
permission is not
hesitate.
required, Kronos stated,
But
raising a
till
hand
yet.
that seemed to exist in multiple moments simultaneously.
Kill it.
Temporal correction begins now. But before the entity could act, Ginny suddenly darted forward, pushing past Harry to stand directly before Kronos. Wait. You said I'm a temporal sensitive. That means I can perceive disruptions in time, right? Kronos paused, studying her with something approaching curiosity. Correct. Your consciousness retains echoes of the primary timeline due to your future bond with the Violator. Then I can tell you something's wrong with your assessment, Ginny continued quickly. This isn't just an unauthorized change. There's another force at work, something that wanted Harry to come back, that facilitated the transfer. Harry stared at her in surprise. He had never considered this possibility, that his return might have been orchestrated by something other than his own desperate wish in the moment of death. Kronos seemed to shimmer with uncertainty, its form becoming slightly less stable. Unsubstantiated claim. Evidence required. The dreams, Ginny said confidently. Not just mine, but Sirius's too. And the way Harry retained his magic from his older self despite being in his younger body. That's not standard time travel, is it? There's a pattern here beyond just Harry's interference. The entity was silent, apparently processing this argument. Harry felt a surge of hope at the momentary hesitation. She's right, he added quickly. I never understood how I came back. I was dying, hit by Voldemort's killing curse in the Forbidden Forest. Then I woke up in my cupboard at the Dursleys, 7 years in the past. That's not something I could have done alone, no matter how much I wanted it. Kronos' form flickered again, more pronounced this time. Analyzing timeline variance patterns. Detecting anomalous energy signature beyond primary violation. Possible authorized intervention from higher temporal authority. Higher authority. Remus asked, still pinned against the wall but listening intently. You mean there's something above you in the temporal hierarchy? Before Kronos could answer, a new disturbance manifested, a ripple in the air beside Harry that rapidly expanded into a swirling vortex of golden light. From within it emerged a second entity, similar to Kronos in its time-layered appearance but somehow more substantial, more defined. Kronos, the newcomer acknowledged in a voice that seemed to resonate with the structure of time itself. Your assessment is incomplete. Stand down. Kronos immediately released Sirius and Remus, its form becoming more subdued. Kairos. Unexpected intervention. Clarification requested. This timeline alteration was permitted, the entity called Kairos stated. The violator, as you call him, was granted dispensation. By whose authority? Kronos demanded, though its tone was now deferential rather than commanding. Mine, Kairos replied simply. This is a sanctioned probability exploration. The primary timeline remains intact as a parallel continuum. Your services are not required here. Kronos seemed to consider this, its form shifting rapidly through multiple states before stabilizing again. Verification code required for authorized timeline divergence. Kairos made a gesture that somehow existed both as movement and symbol simultaneously. Lambda Omega Prime 7-3. Classified dispensation under the Multiverse Preservation Protocol. Whatever this meant seemed to satisfy Kronos. Its form began to fade, becoming less substantial with each.
I can't wait until it shows itself. I will show it what absolute power is, what absolute magic is about. Now, here we go. Well, I'll see you in the morning. See you then.